Watcher is a 2022 short, dramatic, definitely tension-full story adult movie film with suspenseful and horror elements added to it. Now, AMC Theaters, when I bought the ticket today, literally I just got out like an hour ago, it says horror movie, and I get why they said that, but there's definitely more that meets the eye than just horror. So we follow a couple move from New York to Romania. In the beginning, they're in this taxi and she doesn't know the language, and we don't even see subtitles, so I had no idea what was going on. But bear with me when I say this movie looks, feels, sounds from the main protagonist as if we were the main protagonist, but in her shoes, just around the movie as we are like the main person in that movie. Let me explain. So the main character, Julia, is played by Maika Monroe. I'm sorry if I'm not getting that right. Of course, she is beautiful and stunning, by the way. She always needs a person to translate it. So they're in this new country, which her husband got a new job, which her husband is Francis, played by Carol Goldsman. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right again. So he has this new job. He got promoted or whatever. He has a good, decent job. So they moved from New York to Romania. Now, later we found out that she used to be like a ballerina or like audition something like a movie star, or not like a theater girl or something like that. So she spends all her time alone in this new apartment in this new town with the language she doesn't know that she's trying to learn. So every time someone talks to her, she always says, "Do you speak English? Can you translate that?" Like she always needs like a third party, her husband or maybe a friend or a neighbor. And it feels like we're along for the ride. Whatever she sees, we see. Whatever we hear, she hears, and whatever she doesn't know, we don't know. Just like with the subtitles, when someone's talking, like when they're making jokes about it and later down the movie, which I'm not going to spoil it for you, she's like, "What did you say?" Like, because she knows some of it. Like us, like we're trying to learn it. If we went to a new country or something, we would learn the language. So she's like, yeah, no, like she's not dumb, but she doesn't know the language, which is great because it feels like we're in ground zero. New country, which is great because we're in a new country, new people, new movie. And that's for us, is like, wow, we're starting at ground zero. I really like what the movie did there. The movie starts really picking up when she sees a person looking throughout her window, hence the movie Watcher, in her apartment, what seems to be directly at her, but maybe she thinks nothing of it in the beginning. However, that becomes the main part of the movie, and it's weird because I'm looking at a window and it just kind of makes you weary of like who's watching you, if someone's watching, if you're watching them. It's like you're looking down. I live in the first floor and there's literally like another apartment like over there, like a complex. It becomes way prevalent of she being watched and her watching him or her. We don't know who it is because they walk by a murder scene, her and her husband, like in the night out in the beginning, and it directly ties into the news that she sees the next day. Like this guy called the Spider is killing beautiful women around the ages of 24, I think, to 37. Beautiful, gorgeous women, decapitated them in the area around them. So she goes on a research bin. She tries to know everything, anything about these women, and that's when she starts noticing more of the constant like watching her, watching him, he watching her. Is this guy the killer? Is he not? However, the movie starts progressing because it affects her, of course, her mentality, the way she looks, the way she dresses, her relationship with her husband, her relationship with her neighbors. There is a great neighbor, like good friend, so that plays into the mix, which is way prevalent in the story later on. Also, it's this constant struggle of we don't know if she's going insanity due to the fact because she's in a new town, doesn't know the language that well, her husband's gone, she's always alone, so that can play a mental part in like what she's dealing with. Or it could be just her, like, how do I say this sentence, your fight or flight response being like, no, he is the killer. So it's this constant struggle of like weariness, suspensefulness, horror-ish scenes, like the use of sound. The whole movie is like downright gorgeous, even though the colors are not that bright. The movie is very vivid in the tone. It's like a down weary, scary, rainy aesthetic in Romania. Like, yeah, there's some scenes, like some dulled up scenes, but those colors are very few and far between. I don't know, I liked it because there's a scene, especially in the movie scene, if you see the trailers, or the grocery scene, where she's like, oh my gosh, is that guy? And every time she looks at the camera, I'll make it blurry right now, like we don't see his face. We don't know. That's why I'm saying this movie's coming at it like we're her. Like we see what she sees when she looks to the shoulder, she looks up there, and like we don't see his face until she actually literally looks at him. So it's like, whoa, because I don't know, I thought it was funny because usually in scary movies you would see them, but it's like we were level with her. We hear what she hears, we also see what she sees. So it's this nice thing that the movie did because I'm like, whoa, that's pretty cool. She's watching him, he's watching her. She meets a beautiful neighbor, Irina, I think I'm saying that right, I'm so sorry, played by Madalina Ania. Becomes way prevalent in the movie. There's like a big scene why she's very important, but we just don't know. And I really like this constant struggle of push and pull. I did like the direction where the movie ended up with. I was so scared that I was not going to like the ending, but I did like the ending, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this is like more adult film. I don't think young kids or teenagers or young adults are gonna like it if you don't like what we just talked about, or maybe watch the trailers. But this movie's not for everyone. It's very slow. I'm not saying like it's slow as in terms of the pacing, because the pacing kept up, especially especially from the, oh, what she's doing, what she's being watched, the constant struggle of her husband, because that plays in a role. Like, their relationship is like, is it gonna last? Is it not going to last because of what's going on? And honestly, I really like this movie. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, watch your 2022. I'm gonna give this a straight B. You made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and subscribe button so you stay up to date with the movie news information. Take care.